Welcome back to Health Daily. I'm your host, Dr. J. Today, we talk GLP-1s and semaglutide, what you need to know, especially if you're considering this medicine or on it right now. Stick to the end and I'll explain why. We'll deep dive this large study that came out in January of 2025. But first, make sure you like, subscribe, share this video with somebody that you know that can use it. Click that bell notification so you don't miss a video. Let's get rolling and talk about this large study. So there was a large-scale study published in Nature Medicine on January 20th, 2025. It investigated the effectiveness and the risk of glucagon-like peptide 1, that's GLP-1, receptor agonist. The study, which analyzed the medical records of over 2 million patients in the VA system, found that GLP-1 weight loss drugs have an impact on 175 diseases and conditions. And I'll make sure I drop the link below so you can check this study out yourself. Just don't believe me. Let's walk through these key findings. GLP-1 drugs are associated with a reduced risk of heart attack, stroke, and cardiovascular concerns. We know that, and we know that from information from all the FDA approvals like this one. This is Wegovy. FDA approves the first treatment to reduce the risk of serious heart problems, specifically in adults with obesity or overweight. Or maybe like these. This is Ozempic. December 5th, 2017, FDA approves Ozempic for the treatment of adults with type 2 diabetes. In 2020, FDA approves Ozempic for reducing the risk of major adverse cardiovascular events in adults with type 2 diabetes and established cardiovascular disease. In 2022, a higher dose of Ozempic was FDA approved for control and glycemic control of type 2 diabetes. And in 2025, FDA approved Ozempic to reduce the worsening of kidney disease and cardiovascular death in adults with type 2 diabetes. And you know, if you've been following along since the beginning, we talk about cardiovascular death all the time because it's still the number one killer across the world. This is very important, people. And I'm not finished. In 2024, Zepbound was approved for obstructive sleep apnea. These medications are making large-scale moves, and this large study explains why. Let's keep rolling. So they also lower the risk of psychotic disorders, seizures, and addiction disorders. Interesting. Let's dive into this a little bit more, and I'll share this here. It says, what stood out to me is a consistent effect on addiction disorders, Al-Ali says. That was the leader of the study. Because GLP-1 drugs act on the brain regions involved in reward and impulse control, he adds, they may help to reduce cravings for tobacco, alcohol, cannabis, and opiates. So these medicines likely aren't finished being studied, and they'll probably be a part of tobacco, alcohol, cannabis, opioid treatments very soon. And so we'll see where that goes. And so let's keep talking here about the part of the brain that affects. So GLP-1 medications such as semaglutide have shown potential benefits for brain health and cognitive function. These drugs can reduce inflammation in the brain, which may help protect against cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. Studies indicate GLP-1 agonists can cross the blood-brain barrier and activate the satiety hormones in the ventromedial hypothalamus. Let me translate that. That means that these medications can cross into the brain and control your hunger center, which is in the hypothalamus, which can help reduce food intake and promote weight loss. Additionally, GLP-1 drugs have been linked to a reduced risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease, possibly due to their anti-inflammatory effects and impact on brain regions involved in impulse control and reward signaling. Does this sound like you? Do you have an impulse control with food? This is not specific medical advice. This is general information that we're all learning from on our journey to better health. Research also suggests that GLP-1 medications may offer protection against other neuropsychiatric conditions such as seizures, suicidal ideation, and psychotic disorders. However, with these findings, further investigation is needed because we need to understand the long-term effects of GLP-1 drugs. So as excited as I am, as excited as I've gotten you to this point in this video, we still need to know the long-term effects. But let's keep rolling and talk about this, keep talking about this long-term study. All right. There are bad things about the study. So They are linked. This medication has also been linked to increased likelihood of developing arthritis and potentially a deadly condition called pancreatitis. And I have been in the hospital treating acute pancreatitis in the past, and I've seen how painful it is. There is one rule, one of the rules of surgery that I learned from some of my surgeon friends, and it is do not mess with the pancreas. And they may not say it exactly like that. There may be a little bit more of emotions to it and different words, but basically, you don't mess with the pancreas. So this study highlighted that while the benefits of GLP-1 drugs are significant, the magnitude of these benefits are still modest, right? Because we do have some reduction of these outcomes from poor health. It still suggests that these drugs may be the most beneficial when used in conjunction with other interventions like lifestyle changes. Like we know, you're on this channel because you are looking to beat yesterday. Well, beat yesterday by changing your lifestyle and also improving your diet, keep track of your water, all the things that you've learned already. These are things that I'm just repeating to you. These aren't medical customized advice. This is general information that you know, it just sometimes needs to be jogged. But thank you for joining me. Again, this is Health Daily. I'm Dr. J. As always, see you tomorrow.